Craig Parker here, Parker's Property Sourcing. Just coming at you with another video today. And today we're going to be talking about something a little bit more powerful than a strategy or a spreadsheet. And I want to talk about your circle, who you surround yourself with. It'll either lift you or limit you. That is the truth. In property, this is one of the biggest secrets to long-term success is your circle. So let's get into the video. Let's start with the power of influence. The people around you, they will impact how you think, how you talk, and even how you act. So if you spend time with people who doubt everything, you'll start doubting things too. It's just the truth. But if your circle talks about opportunities and solutions, you naturally start moving in that sort of direction. Energy and habits are very, very contagious, basically. Your circle, it shapes your mindset, and success leaves clues. And what that means is that, if you're around successful people, you naturally just start to pick up their traits and start to do what they're doing. So the power of influence is so, so important when you're, in the field where you're trying to prosper. It doesn't have to be in property, in anything where you're trying to prosper and better yourself. The power of influence and who's in your circle is very, very important. And the truth is, you can't rise if your circle is holding you down. So if you're always around people who complain about money, which I absolutely despise. I can't stand when people constantly talk and complain about money. If you fear risk or if you blame others, that mindset will just end up rubbing off on you. And you really need to start recognizing when your circle isn't serving your goals, basically. And you've got to be willing to step out of it. I'm not saying get rid of them friends forever and disown them, but if you're someone that wants to succeed and, if for this example, build a property portfolio, start looking around you and start networking with people that are doing the same thing. Because constant negativity is contagious. And not taking accountability for why you're in that position, yourself, if you look around your circle, you won't hold yourself accountable because nobody else is around you. If you're in a circle of success, everybody that's trying to be successful and that are successful, they hold themselves accountable for everything that they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. And we need to make sure we're getting ourselves out of that fear-based thinking as well, where we're not, scared money don't make money, is what they say. So how do we build a better circle? Networking, but networking intentionally, attend networking events, meet up and talk to different investors, connect with people who are actually doing what you want to do. It's so, so powerful and so important. And at first you might feel a little bit out of place, but people also like to talk about themselves. I referenced it in one of my videos before about my book that I love to read called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And one thing that I've learned in my career is people love to talk about themselves and people love to be praised and admired. So if you're showing a genuine interest to an investor and someone that's in property and doing a good job, and you're praising them, congratulating them, and asking them questions, they're naturally just going to want to speak to you and tell you things, and they're going to want to constantly speak to you because you're giving them their attention. So it's so important to be connecting with those type of people, and then in that you'll find mentors and peers who will challenge you to level up, not just to stay comfortable. So you've got to surround yourself with doers, not dreamers. That's what I'm really trying to get to. Surround yourself with doers and not dreamers, because there's a big difference. You get a lot of people that have dreams and talk about, this is what I'm going to do once I sort this out, and this is what I'm going to do once that's in place, or once my kids get to a certain age, I'm going to then go for no. You want to start You want to start being around doers, people that are actually doing things now and making no excuses, for why they can't do something. There's always a solution. There's always a way to start today. There really, really is, and especially in property. Quick story, won't bore you, but quick story. I used to go to networking events, not just property networking events, just different networking events. I've said this story before anyway. And then I went to a boxing event with quite a few different business owners and business people. And I met a guy through another guy. And I asked him what he did. He says he does nothing. But in the end, he did nothing, but he was a property investor, basically, over 10 years of experience at the time. We got connected. He helped me through the process of my first one. But when he saw that I was serious and I bought my second, he actually helped me fund the third and fourth property. So I came to him with a deal, showed him the numbers, told him what I want to borrow and how I'm going to pay him back. And because he was a property investor and he understood, that it was a sure thing, and also he was getting profit on his money, his spare cash that he had, I managed to finance my third and fourth buy-to-let through that investor. Now he's a friend. Now he's a mentor. So I've built up my credibility, paid him back now through the money that I borrowed to get my third and fourth property. But I met him through networking, basically. So you really, really have to think about, who you're around. What events can you go to? Doesn't have to be property events all the time, but you want to be networking and being around people that are doers and actually making things happen on a day-to-day basis. So the real shift happens when you stop trying to do everything alone. Here's the truth. So when you start surrounding yourself with people who think bigger, who take responsibility, and who share their value, your entire mindset starts to change. It really, really does. It starts to change. You start playing at a high level, which I did, naturally because you're around others that are doing the same. I certain things that I've achieved, especially like with the amount of properties that I own now, I never thought I would. Obviously now I want to get to more, but at the beginning I never thought I would. But just being around certain people and I'm speaking to people, and one time I was out with the same event I went to. I was out and I was looking around the table, and when we started speaking about property, I just asked one guy, "How much do you own?" And he's like, "Oh, I've only got 6," and the other guy's got 12, and I've got a portfolio of 15, and it's like I ain't even got one yet. But I was around people that just had multiple houses, multiple properties, and it was like, and not long after that, I got my first one. So it just literally just rubs off on you. You've got to really start investing in relationships. Really start investing in relationships. The right ones as well. So key takeaways for me are your environment is everything. You can't win if you're surrounded by people who don't want to see you win. That's something you need to think about. Be intentional with your networking. Build your circle wisely. And you'll notice your results will follow. And just remember, your circle determines your success. It's really, really important to remember. Your circle determines your success. As you can see me in this video right now, it's a circle. This circle determines my success. It really, really does. And as we come to the end of the video, again in my circle, which has determined my success, if you make sure to follow Parker's Property Sourcing, let's connect together. Let's build a little hub, a little family with like-minded investors, people that want to grow, people that want to learn, people that want to invest, people that want to network and create a stronger circle. We can do it here. We can start here at Parker's Property Sourcing channel. Really hope you enjoyed the video. I've been Craig Parker. Until next time.